What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for stopping by. Today, I want to talk about the end of the year. We're pretty much done with the year. Christmas Eve is tomorrow. Merry Christmas to you all. It's almost a new year, man, and I kind of want to just go over some of the games that came out this year, have a conversation with you guys. By the way, if you're watching this video, leave a comment down below on what your favorite game of the year was. I want to hear from you. I want to know what was your favorite. I thought this year was good. Like, I thought it was a really good year. It probably wasn't as strong as 2023, just because we had some like really heavy bangers that year. You know what I mean? I'm talking like Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Tears of the Kingdom. Amazing year that was. And I think 2025 is going to be, even bigger. We'll see, right? GTA 6. I mean, there's a lot of games next year, and I'll probably make another video about that. But I want to focus more on this year and some of the games that I really enjoyed playing this year. And that's kind of why I want to know, what was your favorite? I'm really curious to see if we connected here when it came to games. But, a couple really stood out. And I think my favorite game walking away from this year, my game of the year personally, was Black Myth Wukong. It was really close to Astrobot. I know Astrobot got Game of the Year, but dude, Black Myth Wukong really just, I felt like was the deserving game. It was a brand new AAA game from, a Chinese studio that we don't see often. It was just such a great game overall. It had some issues, and I made a review about it. It's had some issues with the performance. I haven't gone back after I beat it, so I don't know if it's gotten better. And I did talk about in that video how, is this an Unreal Engine 5 thing? Is this engine, just very demanding, where some of these consoles are not able to do their thing? I don't know, but it did suffer from stutters and problems. But despite all of that, I think the game was just, it's one of those games that like you can almost give it a pass, because the gameplay is so good. The world, the bosses, all of those things just had me hooked. I love that game. And it's really hard when you have a game like Astrobot in the mix, because we don't typically see platformers get this much praise, and rightfully so. Astrobot is really a love letter. It's I mean, I understand why it got Game of the Year. I understand, because every time I booted that game up, I had a smile on my ear. I felt like I was a kid. I felt like I was playing something magical. And then you pair that with the DualSense, and the sounds coming out of the controller, and what you're feeling with the DualSense, complementing the game and everything. Like, it was really this dual, no pun intended, experience that you were having with, like, the visuals and the music and like everything that's happening on screen, and then you're feeling all those things with the controller. It really is just something amazing. It's such a Nintendo style game, and I'm so glad that PlayStation is out there making games like this, man. Like, it's really awesome, and I'm so happy that it was praised, and people were giving it the praise that it deserves. It wasn't like swept under the rug, and people weren't talking about it. Like, I'm so happy that it got Game of the Year. It's just one of those games that, like, I don't know, man. It's so amazing, and it's so much fun. I mean, Yeah, dude. I'm always going to love platformers. I'm always going to enjoy that genre. And here's PlayStation, with Astro's Playroom and then Astro Bot this time around. I'm sure they're going to keep making these games. They're so much fun. That was a game that I really, really loved this year. So Black Myth Wukong, Astro Bot. There's another game that I made a video on. And I feel like it's weird because this game feels like it should get more praise, but this game is also there's a lot of controversies with this game. There's a lot of conversation with this game, and I think in the wrong direction, and that's Stellar Blade. And I talked about that in my video as well, where I feel like this game, the focus on this game is the character and how sexy she is, and that's very true and all, but like it's very reminiscent of PS2 days for me. It's a throwback for me when I was playing back in the day on a PlayStation 2. The combat, the style, the flair, all of that stuff. It just reminds me a lot from that era. I love the combat in this game. The story was, not bad. It took some interesting paths. The main character is obviously really sexy, and you can change her outfits. Look, she is, man. She is super sexy. I found myself doing that thing that I was doing in like Ghost of Tsushima and other games where like every time I'm playing that game, like every so often, like I'm changing his outfit because they're all badass and they're all cool looking. And like I found myself doing that with Eve in Stellar Blade. Like she looked good in like almost everything. It was just like the attention to detail to the costumes and the way she looked. Obviously she looked bad, man. She looked really, really, really bad, as in she looked really good. She looked sexy as fuck, dude. That character model, what they were able to do with her in the game, the way she walks, you know what I mean? Like dude, they know what they were doing. They know what they were doing. Like, anyways, but you see, that's always the focus is like, oh, how sexy she is, and too much skin, not enough skin. You've nerfed her. Like, that was the focus. And everything else in the game didn't get, I feel like, enough attention, enough praise. Like, the combat is amazing. The art style and graphics were like top notch. They looked so good. There was just a lot of things in the game, themes, and the art style again was really good. It was very near Automata in many ways. Obviously it took a lot of inspiration from that game, and it kind of did its own thing. I don't know, dude. Stellar Blade, to me, it reminds me of like a really, really strong AA game. Maybe it's not AAA or quite there, even though you can argue that with just the presentation and package and quality of the game. It could probably be, a AAA game, but I felt like it was just a solid AA game, and I think we need more of those in the industry. Just really good. Not every game needs to be a AAA, blockbuster, insane amount of money put into it type of game. Like, you can have your Stellar Blades, you can have your Black Myth Wukong. You can have these games that just are really awesome, and they don't directly compete with just massive AAA games, and they do well. But yeah, man, what else did I play? I really, really enjoyed. This one is going to really surprise you, man. Black Ops 6 multiplayer. I can't believe how much fun I've been playing, how much fun I've been having with this game, how much fun I've had with the boys. You know what I mean? I get on with my friends. We talk a lot of shit. We hang out. But it's not just that. I think this year's Black Ops 6 is really good. Like, I really think this Call of Duty, with the Omni movement, and I realized at one point, like, the movement at this point is really good. Like, you could run, but then you can run sideways, right? and you can run like backwards, and you can like dive backwards and all this stuff. And, you know, obviously some people take it to the next level, and they play like they're tweaked out. But I really do like the movement. This game is super fast. I had a buddy of mine get online the other day with us, and he absolutely just got demolished. And, you know, it's not fair that he's a brand new Call of Duty player, and they don't do a good job at, you know, introducing brand new players to the multiplayer. You're gonna, if you're brand new and you get online, you're gonna get cooked. You're gonna get owned. Right. And that's what happened to my friend. And it was pretty sad. I remember there was a Call of Duty back in the day where, like, the first couple of levels, you're kind of like in a camp style, like where all those matchmaking games are with other noobs. What happened to that? Because people are gonna own you. If you're brand new to Call of Duty, like, I wish you the best, because people are not gonna have any mercy on you. And the game, like, the entry to barrier to Call of Duty, especially in Black Ops 6, where people are fucking running around tweaked out, like sliding everywhere, you are gonna get owned if you don't know what you're doing. I don't know, man. I just feel bad for brand new players who are jumping on for the first time, hopping online, and there's literally nothing there. I mean, there's like a training course, but what is that? The training course is nothing. You're gonna get owned, and you're either gonna like quit, or maybe, you know, you give it some time and you get a little bit better and you go from there. But anyways, I'm rambling on Black Ops 6. The multiplayer is really good. There are some maps that I feel like could do better, but overall, like the movement and the guns, and just, did I mention Stakeout? For the love of God, this is the best map in the game. People hate it or people love it. I absolutely love it. It's so chaotic. It's small, but the way it's structured is like perfect. Stakeout. Once in a while, it becomes 24/7, and that's all people play. That's all I play. Stakeout 24/7. I literally played Stakeout all day one day. It was like the first day of my vacation. I was hungover because I went out the night before with some people, and then I was like playing Stakeout all day long. Dude, I got platinum in one of my guns. I never go platinum. You got to get gold in all of the categories. All you need is 2 for the shotgun. I got the platinum. Dude, what I'm trying to say is I've had a lot of fun with Black Ops 6. It's been a great Call of Duty. And for me, like, Call of Duty is a great game as a filler at this point. Like, I've been playing Call of Duty for so long in my life that I don't know, like, I can't play Call of Duty for much longer. But this is the first time in a long time where, like, I'm really hooked. I'm really engaged. I'm playing Call of Duty way longer than I should be. It's funny because I'm playing Path of Exile 2 on the side. That's very interesting because, you know, I hop on Black Ops 6 here and there, and then I hop on Path of Exile 2. Now, that's a game that I've been playing very casually just because I've been busy with work, and I was trying to wrap up the work year and get on vacation. I'll probably play way more Path of Exile now that I'm off. But it's a game that requires your attention. It requires a lot of you. And I was kind of playing it casually. I made a witch. I made a mercenary. Then I made a monk. Dude, such a great game. We're in early access right now. So there's a lot of things that, you know, there's definitely going to be a lot more things rolled out. But Path of Exile 2, man, the game is awesome. The engine is awesome. The graphics, the visuals, the particle effects, just the attention to detail and how deep you can get with the systems and mechanics in this game is actually amazing. And, you know, I said it before, where Diablo 4 didn't do it for me long term, Path of Exile 2 might. And we're going to see where it goes. I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to see where it is after, once the game releases out of early access, where it's going to be free. I think this game has a really bright future. I love what Grinding Gear Games are doing. I love the developers. I love listening to them. Passionate people over there who actually play their games. They test their games. They listen to the community. They listen to feedback. A lot of awesome stuff. And I just got nothing but good things to say about Grinding Gear Games. Don't worry, though, because I am still a Diablo 2 fan. I think that Diablo 2 is always going to be there. That is my bread and butter, my favorite ARPG. But like I said in my 8-hour first impressions, I've been looking for the next ARPG to kind of take its place for a bit, to kind of play and focus on, because I've put a ton of hours over the years in Diablo 2, one of my favorite games of all time. But I do take breaks from that game. I do walk away. Like, it's funny with Diablo 2, I'll go hard as hell, grinding, farming, creating new builds, and then I'll step away. Like if you look at my channel right now, I made a sorceress, I made a necromancer, and I made a paladin, and they're all top tier builds, and they're all really, really good builds. I grinded for the gear, or I grinded ruins to trade for people for the gear. So I go through these moments where I'm just like going hard on Diablo 2, and then I take a step back, play other games, because I love playing newer games. I love playing other games, or go back to games that I loved, that I beat once, I didn't get enough of. Like what I'm doing right now on the side. You're probably thinking I'm crazy because I'm playing all these games at the same time, but that's kind of how I always have like a 2-3 game rotation, because I'm crazy like that. I'm weird like that. But I started Red Dead Redemption 2 about a couple months ago. I think I was waiting for Path of Exile 2 to drop. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 wasn't out. It was kind of dry a little bit. So I played Red Dead Redemption 2, man. And my God, that game, one of my favorite games of all time, still stands. 6 years ago, it released. And the game is still better than most games that release today. Insane. How crazy. I don't know, man. I just love that game so much. The attention to detail, the world, Arthur Morgan, the characters, just the immersion that I get playing that game is unreal. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited for GTA 6, is because if Rockstar did that 6 years ago, I can't even imagine what GTA 6 is going to be like. But yeah, I'm all over the place now. This is probably a good time to maybe end the video. Do I have anything else to say? What else did I play this year? Of course, we got Resident Evil 7 Rebirth. I played that. I didn't beat it. I know I suck. And then I played Dead Rising, the first one, the remake. Man, I loved the original Dead Rising. I mean, I absolutely loved it. Capcom, dude. Capcom has been just completely destroying. Ever since, I think, Resident Evil 7. Ever since Resident Evil 7, they have just been completely on top of their game. With the remakes of Resident Evil, with the new ones, with like 7 and Village. I'm a big Resident Evil fan. And then, you know, they're doing Monster Hunter Wilds. That looks amazing. Dude, Dead Rising was one of my favorite games on the 360. And when they were remaking it, I was like, bro, I can't wait to play that. So I played a lot of that. I started Metaphor Refantasio, but I didn't finish it. I have a hard time sometimes staying engaged, and I'm sure you can relate when it comes to games. I need to go back to that one because I thought that was really cool. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I got far. Like, it's not like, you know, I started it and I didn't, you know, touch it. I got like 50 hours to that game. I need to do a better job with JRPGs, where if I start it, I beat it. I mean, I'm thinking back to Persona 5, where I put like 60, 70 hours in that game, and it still wasn't done. Like, it still wasn't finished. So, yeah. Those are long games, and they require a lot of, you know, dedication and attention. And anyways, 2024, it was a good year. It was a fun time. There was some other games that were sprinkled across. Helldivers 2 I played. You know, there was a lot of games that I'm probably not mentioning everything that I played, that I had a great time with. It was it was a good year, man. It was a good year. I played a ton of Diablo 2, brother. I played a lot of that. Um, I started Dragon Age. Wasn't a big fan of that. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. I don't know. Maybe that's for a separate video. But dude, let me know what your favorite games are. Put it down in the comment section. Let me know. Talk to me. I love reading those. Um, 2024, man. I don't know if I'm going to make another video before the end of the year. I might. We'll see. But hope you guys are doing well. If you made it this far, I hope you have a great Christmas, a great New Year. I hope you had a good year. Um, I am planning on making more videos next year. I am enjoying this whole little YouTube thing. It's just fun. It's just fun coming on here, talking video games, sharing my passion. So, if you like this video, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you are. I appreciate you. And maybe check out some of my other videos while you're, here. Take it easy and have a good one. Peace.